Hey guys, one of the things that I wanted to kind of share with you guys is the use of level method in LMI Fitness, and really what level method is. Kind of start off, level method is a system that allows us to measure and progress as an athlete. And athlete here is really anybody who comes through our doors. We can see where they are, where they're going, where they want to be overall in their overall athletic scheme, and figure out what the next couple steps are.
Yeah, we're finding that a lot of people appreciate it because it helps them see the path forward versus being like, well, I see a pull up on the board and I can't do a pull up, so I don't know what to do.
Kind of along those lines, behind us, you see the level method map, which is actually a method for athletic progress. And you see a bunch of stuff on there. And this is what we do as coaches is we help guide through what you see behind us. And it starts with an assessment, right? If you want to go somewhere, you want to go, let's say you wanted to go to a new city, you would put that in your GPS. But just saying, hey, I want to go to Detroit isn't going to help you unless you know where you're starting. Your athletic ability or your goals all start from the same place. You've got to know where you are.
Yeah, finding out where you're starting from, and then the map helps find the next natural step to go to. And this is where the coaches do come in, and that we've seen a lot of different people go through those paths. We can help find your path and the quickest way to get there.
One of the things I love about level method as a coach is that as we're going through the assessment, we can find things that everybody has strengths in, right? You as an athlete are able to come in and maybe you're able to just knock out some deadlifts. They're things that you do on your own, or something that maybe you've never tried, but you're really awesome at it. The other part of level method that is extremely powerful is finding those spots where we need to spend a little more detail and attention. Those are the places that you're kind of weak or you have some instability that could lead to an injury down the road. And that's really the power of the level method is that it's broad based. You're not going to come in and just be a power lifter. This is meant to increase everything associated with your athletic performance from going hard and fast, sprinty kind of stuff to heavy kind of stuff, stability stuff with some gymnastics things like on our gymnastics rings, to some weightlifting and some higher end kind of stuff if that's where you're going to go. But it all starts very simply where everybody can kind of find a spot.
It gives you a picture to figure out how you can be a well-rounded athlete. It gives you the, like Steve said, your weaknesses, your strengths, and where to pull that up if you choose to.
The other thing I really love about it is it really gives the next little step. You know, a lot of people come in and most people will look at our pull-up rig and think, man, I wouldn't even know where to start. The level method gives us not only a place to start, but it gives us a place to go to for the next couple of steps. That's not a full pull up. That's one of those places that people are very intimidated. I know me when I first started as an athlete, pull ups were extremely difficult. And not knowing, that there are some steps ahead of that kind of made it so I struggled a little bit when I started. Um, Coaching and having a good progress from going from zero to a pull up really helps. All of the things that we measure have that same kind of piece to it.
And as you can see, there's lots of steps beyond the along the way. So every color and within each color steps there. So it's not like, well, I can't do a pull up, so I guess I'm just going to do ring rows or jumping pull ups forever. There's so many different ways to build in it and go forward with it, approaching it, that keeps it you're growing, and it's also not just the same scale over and over again.
And it rewards incremental small steps, right? So you have this very small thing that you can reach for. It's just one step along the path. You don't feel like you need to take a very large leap to get to somewhere. You can see your step. It's a path laid out before you, going from left to right here. You can see a very determinate path. It's not a big, oh man, I've got to take this big leap of faith. This is, oh, I just got to do this. I can make that change. I can do this little thing to get to that. And it's incrementally, slowly changing as you move forward. And it takes you from where you have never done anything before to a competitive athlete. And everything in the middle is represented. Not everything, but it's a good rounded assessment.
I find it brings actually a lot of new people some comfort in that they're not going to be left behind. I don't know if you can see back in the corner here is our workouts. They're programmed for all levels. So it's not like you walk in, look at the board, and be like, I'm not sure how to do that. There is a path through the workouts too, and it's not just like, how do I progress through the maps? It's every single day. It gives you a place to practice, build, get better, and get a workout.
Cool thing about it is we actually use this process, this system in our group classes, group fitness. It's extremely important in our group fitness classes. It allows us to customize workouts for people and build something that is inclusive of everybody and helps everybody kind of get the same workout feel. But we actually do this kind of in the background, even in our personal training. This is kind of in the back of your trainer's mind. Kind of gives you a little insight maybe into what they're thinking when they program something for you. Oh, hey, yeah, this is kind of where I am in this progress form, and I can see those coming up in my workouts. And it's used in both group and personal training, but where we really see it, where it's really going to be up front and in your vision is going to be in when we do our group fitness classes. That's, as Anna said, everybody has a place and everybody can utilize this every single day with the way we program and the way we assess and see progress.
And we assess was about 3 times a year.
2 to 3 times a year.
3 times a year. But as you go and grow, especially as a newer athlete, there are opportunities to check out the map, see where you might fall in that, get an idea how you're progressing. So it's something that you can work with, interact with on a daily basis.
And if it's ever anything that you question when you're in our facility, that's what the coach is for, right? We want to have a relationship with every single individual that walks through our door, whether it's in a group or personal training. And that's really what the coach is meant for, right? The map is here as kind of a guide so that you know what we're talking about, but it's that relationship with the coach that helps bridge that gap from maybe where you want to be to where you are now, and then kind of translating what that means.
Yeah, and the coaching piece becomes really important too in that day in and day out. As we're looking at the workouts, you might be like, well, my deadlift is pretty strong, but my gymnastics not so strong. I've got ring dips and deadlifts today. They're brown makes sense for one, but not for the other. What do I do with that? We help guide you there.
And that's really it. It's just a place to help guide athletes and coaches and be very systematic with it. That's the level method. That's how we utilize it in our gym. We try to put it up front. We try to be as open about all of this as we can be so that athletes can have an educated conversation and understand where we're coming from and then know where we're going, both of us together.
Some of the places that there might be a drawback to this is if you aren't necessarily interested in pulling up all of your areas of fitness. Maybe you really want to focus on strength, and that's okay. That's good to know, good to have that conversation. it might actually bring that conversation up with your coach. Another place might be that you had an impression of where you were, but you might test someplace different, and just trying to align those in a way that doesn't feel like it's threatening to your progress, or to just who or what you felt like you were.
That's a big one for me. I know as I tested this initially, my impression was, oh, I'm gonna be a rock star. I'm the coach. And there were some places where I tested that hit me that way of, oh man, I really need to work on being in better positions for, on the rings or on my push-ups even. Honestly, push-ups are a lot harder than I gave them credit for. And it showed when I went through the tests for the level method and actually tested myself. I use this system as well. We use it as coaches as well as athletes, and we go through this process and believe in it ourselves. So yeah, it can be if you have some ego about where you think you're going to be, it's going to be hard. But the cool thing is if you really own that and build that base, you will be a more injury proof, more prone for making progress because you're going to have the foundation to actually build on. And that's really, really the crux to fitness, is creating a very strong foundation and growing one step at a time. That's the level method, guys. That's how we use it in LMI Fitness. We would love to get your feedback. What are your thoughts on level method? How have you seen it? How have you experienced it, whether it's in our gym or another gym? We would love to hear that. Put a comment down below and let us know what you think.